Kalimera. Good morning, everyone. Hello, welcome to another session with us, the market update. Today is Tuesday, the 24th of June. With us, we got General John. Hello, John.
Hello. Good morning. Kalimera.
Good morning,
How,
Kalimera.
how are you?
Not too bad.
Hope
Trying
everyone.
to see the markets and understand what is going on. Let's have a look at the markets. Let's put the music. Let's welcome everyone. Give a few seconds for everyone to join us. Refresh
Bring the
the pages.
tunes.
Let's bring
Bring
the
the tunes.
tunings. Right. Okay. Cool. Just a little bit in the background to accommodate us. We don't like silence. We like vibes. Let me go through the messages. That will give time for everyone to come and join us.
Let's say hello and good morning to Basman, to Banderbali, to Aras, to Stelios who says Kalispera.
He's the only one that says Kalispera. We always say good morning. He says Kalispera.
Yeah.
Kalispera, yeah.
He's he's in front of us, so
Yeah.
it's some hours ahead of us.
Ahead of us. He's ahead of time. Right. Okay. Aras is here. Basman is here. Good morning, everyone. We're just teasing Stelios here. Our Aussie friend.
Stelios, as we said here in Greece, is πολύ μπροστά.
Σε πολύ μπροστά.
Σε πολύ μπροστά.
Λοιπόν, nice. All right, cool. I see messages going through the community, which I like. That's good. We have a good community. You see, the messages are, it is not one way. You know, it is not only to the to us that we're doing the host. No, this is the beauty. This is the beauty of it. I see the messages going within the community. It's lovely. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is our network. This is our community. This is our family. And we're going to grow slowly and steady. Right? This is how a yacht is getting out from the port. Nice, slow, steady, in controlled manner. Right? And when he's going all out in the upper seas, then he go full speed. That analogy is for the CIA as well, you know. We're just making our way out of the port or out in the marina. So we're going very slow and steady. By the end of summer, we're going to be out of the port and go full speed. Watch this space. Kalimera, everyone. Kalimera. Good morning. Hey. Philip is here. Hey. Philip is in the house. Hey.
Hello, Philip.
Kalimera.
Hey.
Ευχαριστώ, παιδιά. Being in the front has its benefits sometimes.
Αυτό ήθελα να πω τώρα να σχολιάσω.
You're gonna eat the flies first. Good. Right, lovely. Everyone's here. The main team is here. The main core is here. So that's good. I mean, yeah, we're missing a little bit J-Rock, but he's as well, you know, he's on the other side, so he's behind. So it's like early hours in the morning there. We can't not expect him. I think it's going to be like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
or like
maybe
that.
2 in the morning, yeah.
Right, okay, cool. Let's start. Let's have a look and see what is going on with the markets. What's up, guys? What is with the news today? We have a ceasefire, as I see in the Sky News and BBC. I have this in the background on my monitor, so I'll show you straight away. This is the thing that I have the stream from Sky News on the background, on the small window there, just to watch in one corner to see what's going on, to see the headlines. Okay, so all three parties have been agreed for ceasefire. Okay. So it was Trump's proposal for the ceasefire, and Israel has agreed. What about Iran? Okay, Iran says on a television, one of the television stations, they not confirming, but they say that Iran is agreeing to that ceasefire. So somehow, I believe, officially, from three parties, they're going to have a ceasefire. So no more fireworks. The party's over. No, not fighting. Not a party that we would like to go. Right, so because of that, I believe we see a recovery. Right, and look at that. After the ceasefire deal, a proposal, you can see that it's turning around. Okay, so yesterday we said that we're expecting a recovery, a bounce. Okay, but we need to see if we're gonna break through 102, or we're going to see a continuation, a rejection. And now, through the night, that took place late my evening, so that will be like late afternoon for the UK time, for London time. So that was around 7 o'clock UK time, and that happened just after midnight. Okay, so this is way after the closing of the US, so probably they knew about the ceasefire. That is the after, 11 o'clock around this time. This is where we have US close, and this is the post 1 hour post market move. Asia kind of pushed a little bit behind. Why? Because it took these highs. It got let's say manipulated, it got influenced, so to say, from that heavy order block. It went down and now it's pushing further up. So yeah, it's 10 o'clock, we have EU open, so let's see how the market's going to react today. Obviously, if the news are going to go out, let's say, people are waking up and hearing the news that 3 countries agreed for a ceasefire, then the VIX, which is the fear, should drop. And speaking of which, we should be seeing something like this, that we're seeing that the fear is dropping. Okay, that's the effect that you see, that fear is coming down. The further it goes down, the better. We want to break under the 18. Okay, under the 18, it's like business as usual. Okay, this is the heat up that we had within the war. Okay, this is the heat up that we have with the war action. Okay, I'll make it a bit more narrow. So right, so that was the war heat. It was pushing the price up and down. Every time the attacks was taking place, the VIX was going up. After a little bit of pause, it was going down. And then retaliation, it was going up. So that is a price action between the conflict between United States, Israel, and Iran. So let's hope that the ceasefire is going to last. No one's going to breach it, and that will continue to fall. And ideally, I would like to see going under the 18 and go back to where it was. The sooner it does that, the better for the markets. Well, as long as it's going down, it's going to be good for the market. So anyway, so that's good. VIX is dropping. Okay, Bitcoin, as we said here, is pushing to the upside. First attempt to go over 105.8. It got rejected. Okay, we know that it's a heavy influence here. 2 is a very strong bearish action here. So it got pushed down. Now it's trying to push up. And the question is, for the second time, are we going to be able to break the resistance? Right? This is the second visit. Sometimes the second visit is not going to be that strong as a push to the upside. Sometimes. Okay. Maybe we're going to see a little bit push to the downside, and then later on, after because right now it's 10 o'clock, 4 minutes past, so we have officially the EU opening as well. So let me bring the clocks here just to remind us, to keep us in track. Here we go. Tokyo's closed. Shanghai closed officially. So we've got London, Zurich, Frankfurt open, right, and Moscow and Johannesburg. And you can see Hong Kong towards the closing. Singapore, it's got another 2 hours, right? So it is that on a thin line that we changing continents here. Forex, let's have a look at the currencies. What are they doing? They're dropping a little bit on the last hour, so that's good. The lower they go, that means Bitcoin has advantage to get pushed further up. What about index? Index are rising a little bit. Okay, so I believe this is the move because of the ceasefire. Let's have a look on stocks. You can see that stocks towards the end of yesterday's session, after 7:30 my local time, which is kind of not in the middle, but after the first hours, because the opening is around 4:30, and you see that the opening went all the way down for 3 hours, and then after that it turned around and very aggressively spiked up. Okay, commodities, we're going to see that on TradingView. Okay, no problem. So let me bring up that little chart with the open interest, and let's have a look. And you can see here that yesterday in the on the open of the US session, you see that the open interest was dropping dramatically, and you can see here that the price dropped very heavily, and then slowly start rising, and still rising. Look at that. Even that the open interest was dropping, and it had let's say a very slow response to the uptrend. Okay, you can see that the price was spiking already. Okay, so that spike was due to other factors, not because people were trading Bitcoin. That was maybe because Dixie was dropping. Okay, and we're going to have a look on Dixie. Speaking of which, let's bring Dixie up, and you can see that Dixie was dropping. There it is. So Dixie was dropping, and that helped Bitcoin to rise. And now you can see that the open interest slowly is increasing, which means a lot of people, now that they saw this price action, not because of purely trading Bitcoin, this is purely because Dixie was dropping, so it got the influence, it got the help, right? Remember, they go opposite ways, Dixie and Bitcoin. If Dixie is dropping, Bitcoin will go up. So that price went up because of Dixie, right? People woke up now, they hear the news about the ceasefire. Now the open interest is increasing, which means most likely we're going to break that 105.8. So we're going to break this and see better days today. The open interest, at least in Binance, the open interest is increasing, right? And the price will follow. So this is the, let's say, this is the sentiment of the traders. What are they doing? Which means they're opening longs, right? And the price action hasn't reacted yet. It's a very, look how aggressive the angle is, and look how the price action, it just go in idle, right? So as further, if we still continue to see later today that, the open interest is increasing, there's a higher chances that we're going to see continuation to the upside. Nice. You see, slowly, as we bring this narrative into the TI, we're gonna get more things to see every day. Okay, this is the beauty of it. So it's looking good, it's looking promising. This is the new Monday range chart, so let's give it a bit more space. Let me go to the daily very quickly, very shifty. Let's do the Monday range. Today is Tuesday, that is the Monday range. That it has a nice lovely movement, so let's give it the template. It's our Monday range, please. Expand that a little bit to the right. There it is, just barely about there. I mean, why not? Let's push the things a little bit further. Give it a bit more space. There it is. Right, go down to 90 minutes, and there we have it. Right, here's your Monday high. This is your Monday 50%, and this is your Monday low. Okay, here it is. Nice and clean. We've got the 12 months up there. Let's push things a little bit further to the right, give it a little bit space. We don't want to be cluttered, so we've got the 3 months here. Push the 3 months lines, and also we got a 6 month line. And let's see, after that June is going to finish, let's see where we're going to have the new 6 month line, and the monthly, and the 6 month line, and everything, quarters. We're going to update everything. All right, okay, cool. You're gonna let's have a look on Monday open. We're way ahead of Monday open. Can't have 2 Monday opens. That's something. Okay, that's supposed to be a daily open. Wrong template here, mate. Fix that. This is our daily open. And speaking of which, let me update for today's daily open. 3 o'clock. It's gonna be over there. So let me unlock. Shift that to that candle, which is my 3 o'clock my local time, and I'm gonna lock it again. So Tuesday, hold on a minute. Hey, you are from previous week, previous Monday, the Monday open. Okay, I know what happened. All right, okay, gotcha. So here's my new Monday open, which is correct. I had 2 Monday opens this week, so the previous week. So the first, the that line was correct. It was my bad. I still had enable active on the plot the previous week's Monday. No, right, everything is fixed now. Here's a Monday open, and here's Tuesday's open. Okay, this is a daily open, and right now we have the price above the daily open. Let's hope that it's going to stay there. According to the open interest on Binance. Let's hope that the price is going to start reacting. Let's hope that the news is going to spread out, and people psychologically, they're going to get convinced to go higher, right? To start opening more longs, and we see prices going higher. So let's hope that we're going to break the Monday high and also break the 105.8. Okay, that is the deal here. Right. Okay, a small rejection. 105.8. Remember, you have the mark, the first visit, so to say, right? The second time you will get rejected. Okay, maybe the third time it's gonna break. Give it some time and see if that open interest here is gonna get bigger and greater. Let's see if we're gonna build the open interest here a little bit. Okay, we know that's a key level, 105.8. Okay, high leverage traders, scalpers, intraday traders, once they see a big rejection, what are they going to do the second time? They're going to short it, right? So there's going to be a short-term shorts for a few hours maybe, and then maybe an hour or so, and then let's see if that open interest still builds up and go higher. Okay, so let's give it some time, and let's hope that the news is going to spread out. Now, let's have a look on a higher time frame. On the weekly, look at that beautiful thing here. That the weekly candle, yes, it closed below, inside the golden range. It opened inside, but so far, Tuesday today, the weekly candle is already out. The question is, are we going to have by Sunday the weekly close to be above that golden line? Okay, we have 2 golden lines marking a range. Okay, and we wanted to stay out of that range. We've seen multiple times visiting this range. Okay, but we always open and close above. Last week we closed, Sunday, 2 days ago, we just closed under. Okay, this is a recovery. It touched our imbalance. Okay, that imbalance is mitigated, and it pushed up. And I have a warning line that I don't want to see a close below that line. So I'm going to keep that warning line. So let me do this on the daily to have a better view. Okay, I have this warning line and I want to make sure that I don't close below. Okay, I want to make sure that I don't get a body close. Okay, this is a small violation. Okay, I cannot ignore the fact that we have a violation. Okay, but for me to be super worried, I want to see a close below that line. If I see a close below that line, then we're going to see a continuation to the downside. Okay, now that we have a wick that it went under that level and under that level, we cleared the imbalance. 2, we took out the liquidity pools. Okay, so that is a major recovery after liquidity grab and also imbalance. So that's why a lot of people, gurus out there, are very excited because they see a recovery, not a problem. Now, if the news about the ceasefire, they're going to maintain, right? We're not going to have any breach from either side. Then there is a high possibility that we're going to see better days from the market. If not, then that is the beginning of the drop. Okay, in my opinion. So go back to the weekly. This is a good side that we see the price right now above the range. Okay, so yes, obviously you're gonna have there's also an imbalance here. Why is that? Because you don't have opening and closing on the same level. Okay, so that is a gap there. Remember, in crypto, opening and closing happen always on the same level. Look at that, same level here. Let me do this a little bit thicker and a little bit brighter, right? And do a solid line. Look at that, closing, opening, the same thing here, right? Closing, opening, the same thing here, closing, opening, right? Closing, opening. The two candles will have common open and close, but look at that. We have an imbalance here. Very aggressive move between closing and opening. So that is a bearish candle. It closed here, but look, the opening is over there. So to me, that is a gap. Okay, it's an imbalance, which I need to watch out. Okay, it's very rare in crypto, very rare for you to have a closing here and opening in a different section. You get that all the time in stocks, not in crypto. So I need to watch this space here. Okay, to me that is a little bit a little bit warning. Okay, let me make that a little bit brighter so we can see. I can take out the imbalance. The imbalance is done, it's clear. So bye, no more imbalance anymore. But I need to watch this zone, and I don't want to see a close below that danger line. Okay, so to me, nothing is over yet. Okay, on the daily it's looking good, on the weekly it's not looking good. Okay, and because this is a long-term chart, I'm going to leave this on a weekly and I'm going to wait. Okay, it's very rare for you to get different opening and closing. Look to the left, right, and you're not going to see anything like it. Okay, so I'm marking this as the moment and see what's going to happen with that imbalance. Okay, it's the same thing. It's the opposite how we have the CME gaps, right? You have a gap between closing and opening, but far apart, not overlaying. Okay, now this is an overlaying candle, like an engulfing candle, but the opening and closing are not the same level. So it's kind of the opposite, right? So I need to keep an eye on this one. Okay, so what do we have on the indicators? The 7 days wants to correct. Still early, too early. 15 days, a little bit of separation let's hope and see. Okay, 30 days. Okay, we have a separation. Remember, these indicators are reprinting. I have the settings that they can correct within the week, within the days. Okay, they don't wait for the 7 days close. Okay, remember we enabled that setting here. Wait for the time frame close is disabled. Okay, which means it updates as it goes, and that is a little bit convenient to us because we can see every day, or every few days we can see what is going on with the indicators. Okay, so we can see it like a real-time action. So far we can see that it is correcting, but we have to wait and see. Okay, the confirmations always happen on the end of the duration. So if this is a weekly, the confirmation is going to happen on Sunday night or Monday morning, if you want to remember this. So every Monday you're going to have a confirmed spot. Okay, the 15 days, every 15 days. Not this, I think for 15 days it's going to be also this week. Okay, they're going to be aligned. Every week that is going to get a new point. This is going to get every 15 days, and that 30 days, which is quite easy, is going to be always after the end of the month. So at the beginning of July, for this example, you're going to come back in July, and whatever you're going to see on July the 1st, that is going to be confirmed. Nothing's going to change within July. Yes, the new point will be reprinting. Okay, but what happened on midnight 1st of July, that is going to be fixed. Okay, it's like a confirmation. Okay, nothing can change that. So now you know. Okay, nice and lovely. So indicators are looking okay-ish. Okay, the 7 days is still bearish. Okay, the price action is trying to push the price up, and indicator is trying to correct, follow the PA. Price action, that's what PA stands for, not public announcement, because PA for my day job, it means public announcement, PA, right? But here, price action for the charts, here we see that it's in danger, so to say. We see that the gap is closing up, the slow line is catching up the 15 days, but we need to wait until Sunday or Monday morning to see what is going to happen. Okay, right, long term, once again, very quickly, it's looking good. Why? Because the price action by Tuesday, it's only Tuesday today, this is a weekly candle, is above the range. Cool. But we have a little gap down here that we need to pay attention. Now, speaking of CME gaps, let's have a look and see what is going on. There it is. We have another gap here. So that, remember that we had a yellow line here because the opening yesterday was all the way down here, and we spotted a gap down there. So now we can narrow this. This is the final, let's say, final gap between these two guys here. Okay, and automatically, let's say it's a little bit I'm going to explain this. I'm not going to say mitigated. Why? Because we have another gap. Okay, but you're expecting the price to close above this line for you to see mitigated, and it closed here. Okay, so now that's why we have the gap, and the next the next candle open further up. So we have this price within a gap. Okay, we did not close successfully above, but we open above. So is this mitigated? Less likely. I'm going to give these a red color. Okay, and I'm going to keep this an eye on it, and I'm going to put the price tag below, and then I'm going to open another, right? And I'm going to give this a yellow. The reason is because it's still ongoing. This is today's candle. Okay, we don't know what it's going to close. It may close above, it may close below. We don't know. And I'm going to keep that gap, that price tag over there. I'll make that a thin line, and we use that lovely neutral color. So there it is. So we've got two gaps overlapping, okay, and this CME gap is overlapping, but never mind. I mean, even if I put that in the green, you still have that yellow gap. Okay, so it doesn't matter if I do this red and green. Seriously, I can't say mitigated because the jump happened within the gap. So I'm like, can you call this mitigation? Not really. But even if I do this in green, it doesn't matter because I have a yellow one that covers the same space. So if you want to have two or one that they have the same starting point, it's up to you. You can have one and say, hey, I'm going to focus on this one today. That's not a problem. But because today is a little bit early because this candle is still going, I'm going to keep this right as a red because it's an older one. Okay. And according to what's going to happen today, later with that yellow one, then maybe when that is going to be confirmed by tonight, right, I may keep one and then make this green one say, hey, it's all right because I have the same starting point. Okay, it's the same common interest area. So it's okay to have one. I don't need to have two CME gaps dragged on my screens to make it things nice and clean. That's all. I hope that makes sense. We have another CME gap way above 109 and 160. So is it targeting that area? Perhaps. Let's see how far will it go. Okay. I'm going to leave these here. That gap was mitigated over there. I'll keep all the gaps on the candle that it was responsible to close that CME gap. That is still ongoing. So that's why it's been dragged. This is not going. That's okay. That's clean. That's correct. That red one still going. All good. So we've got a few CME gaps way lower down here. That's all right. They're still on, still on standby at these levels. 91,600 and 96 area. So we've got CME gaps. Now we have a point of interest up here. Is this candle going all the way up there to clear 109? Why not? It's going to be very bullish. Right, let's move very quickly.
Aras has a question for you.
Yeah, just
for SRSI.
Can you please show us the correct RSI for different time frames? What do you mean the correct? I mean, let me go back.
I think
these RSIs.
All those, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I gave these in the Discord, but never mind. I'll do that again here. The settings are always default, which is K and D always 3, and the length is 14. Nothing's going to change. Okay. Now, if this is going to be a weekly stochastic RSI, all I have to do is make sure that the time frame is on a weekly, selected on a weekly, not on the chart, because when you open my stochastic RSI indicator, it's going to be locked on 4 hours, right? And it's going to look like this. If you're using the normal stochastic RSI from the in-house suite from TradingView, it's going to be on chart, okay? And it's going to look like this. But we want to have a 7-day, so you're going to put a weekly, okay? And what I've done is I unticked the wait for time frame closes. This is only for the long-term layout, okay? The 15 days is exactly the same thing as above, 3 and 3, 14, but the time frame is 15 days, okay? And I've disabled the wait for the time frame close. And the same thing I've done for all of them. 15 days, 1 month, 45 days, 2 months, right? All the same settings, the time frame change. That is for that layout alone, okay? That layout alone, okay? The stochastic RSIs that I'm using on my agents, like this one here, okay? The settings are as follow: 3, 14, okay? The time frame is on chart, which means whatever time frame I shift, the stochastic RSI will follow. And also I have wait for time frame close. So if I'm looking on the 90 minutes, that stochastic RSI will not change for the next 90 minutes. Okay. Okay, so now that we're here on ETH, it's a good area that we need to pay attention. Yesterday, this is the area of the focus that we wanted to see what's going to happen in this area. You see, it got really deviations both sides. Okay, it took out liquidity on both sides, and after that, it started moving to the upside. Okay, and that's it from Ethereum. Right, I saw a message. So, are you gonna leave?
Yeah. I have to go.
Okay, all right.
Sorry about that. I have to go because I have to go to the office. Okay. Have a great day to all of you. And αύριο το πρωί θα κάνω το πρωί τελικά. Όπως είπαμε 6:30 το πρωί.
Θα το κάνουμε 6 ώρα το πρωί, ναι. 6:30, 6. Yeah. We're going to speak about that later.
Perfect. Okay. Sorry guys, I have to go.
All right, okay.
Bit of a rush, okay.
You're all right.
Have a great day to all of you. Και τα πούμε μετά.
Ναι, θα τα πούμε μετά εμείς. No worries.
Εντάξει.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye. Right, okay. Day job obligations. One of those. Right, ETH. Let's say that it bounced from 2,126. It broke above 2,250 and is trying to attack 2,500. Meanwhile, it passed through another key level, which is 2,375, a major key. It hasn't been retested as a support yet, so that is a question now. Are we going to see? I mean, let me bring these key levels a bit closer to us, too far away. Let's bring them back in the screen. Here we are. So we've got a key level of 2,375. So let's see if ETH wants to retest that area. Okay, that will be nice to see a retest. And let's see if later this week we're going to claim 2,500. So far, everything's looking quite bullish as a recovery, we are kind of like recovering. Okay, no problem. But okay, so far we have no confirmation. Why? Let me do this for you with a path tool. This is the last high. That's my low. That's the next high. That is another low. Okay, or maybe I'm going to put this low. Then you have this high. And then it comes like this, and then like this, and then like this. The price goes like that, and then it goes down. It's pushing up. It came down. It's trying to push up now, and we are kind of still rejecting. So if you see here, that's my major highs, low high, low high. Okay, even these two guys, low highs, is a very strong downtrend. Yes, the price is recovering, okay, but we haven't broken yet the previous high. Okay, so that is the question now, is what is going to happen, what's going to happen with this area here. Okay, are we going to break that 105? Okay, why do I take, let's say, more significant levels? Why I take this as a more significant level? Because it's on a G level, right? Look at this. These highs is above the G level. This high is exactly below the G level. This high is above the G level. This high is below the G level. So this, to me, have a very, very significant meaning. I mean, you have a low high here, you have a low high here, right? And low highs here, but you have one spike. I mean, these ones, they're not so significant compared to this guy here. Okay, so these ones are no more significant from this guy here. Okay, so this high now is on the question, and I'm wondering, are we going to finally break, okay, the structure? So I need to make sure that I claim 105.8 and continue and take out this high. Yes, these highs, it's good for us to see and understand that we have a potential reversal, but I'm still waiting to get confirmations, to get evidence that we're going to break 105.8 and stay above. So far you have a major rejection. You know that you got influenced because of that huge drop, and this is a second visit, okay? And obviously the high traders, the high leverage traders, they're going to see this as a rejection, as a resistance, and they're going to come down maybe down to here, and then let's see later on if we're going to go for long. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Good stuff. Right, okay, cool. Let me keep going. We spoke about ETH. We spoke about the CME gaps. Let's have a look the relationship between Ethereum and Bitcoin. Right, this is a 90-minute. You can see that while that chart was dropping, it was telling you that Ethereum was not overperforming Bitcoin. Consolidation, boom, it dropped. Now it's turning around and it's trying to tell you that ETH is trying to show up, and it makes sense because you can see that that move to the upside was a little bit more stronger than Bitcoin move to the upside. That's why you see that correlation here, a little bit over performance. Okay, but look at that, a high, a low high, even that one's a low high, and we're still creating a lower high. So overall we're still in the downtrend. You know, you get lower lows. So the question is, are we going to get inside the range and trying to push up, or are we going to get rejected and then start going lower? So that is the correlation between Bitcoin and Ethereum as performance. Right, let's have a look a little bit on others. Others is a chart that's going to give us a little bit of an understanding if the alts are overperforming Bitcoin. And you can see that the others, right, they're trying to show off here some strength and say, hey, Bitcoin's going up by 1, 2, 3%. We're doing 30%. So we are overperforming Bitcoin. So that's why you see that chart is printing higher, which is good, right? We lost a level and we are claiming this level, which is good. Okay. Obviously we wanted to stay above 12 or 13 cents, but it keeps going down and down and lower. We wanted to break this G level, but we did not manage. We came down. We wanted to find support and we lost it because of the attacks of the war. Now it's trying to reclaim. We want to see a steady reversal pattern, okay? Because to be honest guys, that was an observation. I'm like, everyone is waiting for the altcoin season, okay? Everyone is waiting for the altcoin season. Let me go to the daily. And the only altcoin season that we had, okay, is back here. And that was a major uptrend, okay, from down here 2021 all the way up like this, okay? And the top of the altcoin season was let's say around the 1st of January 2022. Okay, that was a major uptrend. If you want to see another uptrend, it's very sloppy. I mean, you know, the angle of attack, it's very narrow. Look at that. I mean, back then we had a very decent run to the upside, 2021, okay, towards 2022, and everybody on this term, on this cycle, we expected to have this kind of momentum of the altcoins. And if I put, let me do these a little bit on a higher time frame, and I'm going to use this time, okay, I'm going to use the angle trend line. So you have a nice lovely angle of 60 degrees, right? And then the next time we have this guy here doing a 28 degrees. And that was a question here to myself and say, hold on a minute. Everybody's expecting that the altcoins will do very well compared to Bitcoin. Okay. Back then we didn't have ETFs. So a lot of people played around with altcoins, and back then we didn't have all these silly meme coins. We did have few like Flocky and Doge and Shiba Inu, these guys back then, okay, and they did quite well, the alts, okay, compared to Bitcoin. This time we don't have this aggressive, and it did not last that long. Okay, look at that. I mean, let's measure the beginning of that to there. It lasted 406 days. Okay, and let's measure this one here to where? To this one. It's only 224. It lasted half of it. Okay. Now, if I go back to 2024, the very, very latest, it's even worse. Even if I do it that way, I mean, this is breaking the structure here. So let me go smaller time frame, okay, and you can see that it's even more less aggressive as in the angle. So I mean, I'm gonna keep this like this. It just went a little bit parabolic. It's fine, okay. I'm going to give that as an average. Okay. Like this, like this. There it is. I'm going to give that as an average. And you see 22 degrees. It's even smaller. And again, it did not last that long. Okay. It started from here and you're going all the way up there. And it lasted 34 days. Every time that the alts are trying to spike up, they last less and less and less. And the percentage as well is less. This is only 50%. And I can do this fixed. So I'm going to do this like this, 54%. I can do this here. The maximum was 57%. And I can do this one here. Ignore the angles. You got the idea what was happening. So you have one wave to the upside. Come on, give it to me. Thank you. One wave to the upside. That was at 414. And the second wave was another 106 altogether. Let me do this a bit more narrow. So you have three levels here together. So altogether they did 493. The first wave was 414. The second wave was another 106. Right? And that wave here, it was at 56%, and that wave down here, it was another 54%, right? And that's it. And I'm like, interesting. So everyone is waiting for that altcoin season, so to say, alt season, right? But we don't get it. We don't see it. Every time that we have a spike for the alts, they're not overperforming. And overall, guys, we are in a downtrend. Never mind that we have the spikes, we're in a downtrend. Yeah. So I'm just a little bit skeptical, you know. Shall we wait for alt season? Shall we keep on looking for altcoin season, or shall we just mean business and start looking on the serious assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum and forget about the altcoins? To me, so far, altcoins don't look to make sense. And speaking of which, let me bring Solana as for an example. I'm not going to talk bad about Solana. All right, but zoom out a little bit. Let's go to the weekly. All right, now look at that. We've got a double top 2024. We've got a top in 2025, and that is the beginning of January 2025. Now today is June, 6 months later. Right, we're talking about going long in Solana when Solana is in a downtrend. A high, equal high, low high, lower lows. And the question here is, are we going to get one more chance? We question ourselves, do we see another chance that maybe we're going to come up? Maybe the alt season is going to come. And I'm thinking seriously about this. I'm like, right? And I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? I'll find the answer. Just want to bring up this observation that, all these people waiting for the altcoin season for them to recover, right, from the drop. We're always waiting for that, They see these. Oh, this is a low. We're going up, trying to break structures, blah, blah, blah. We're breaking structure. We come up. But look at that. That's a G level, right? So you want to recover, so to say. You're thinking this is a downtrend. It's going up. You see that G level. We break it. Okay, good. Did we follow the structure, though? Did we sustain the support down here? No. It's going under again. Here you got very happy because you broke the structure. Here, you're not happy because you went under the structure. And you're like, here we go again. All this hope that you have here, that maybe this is the time that we're going to see the return of the altcoins, boom, it comes down again. And you broke structure again. You didn't got 151 a solid support. And I'm just questioning, why the rest of the traders, gurus, I don't want to name them, right? They're still waiting for that altcoin season pump when the whole thing is giving you a sign that it's going lower and lower and lower. Right? I'm just thinking. I'm just asking myself. I got these two double tops there, right? 102.60. Everyone got very, very super excited that Solana is going to go to 300, 500, and then start dropping, and everyone was still hopping, right? And then it turns around and they say, "Yeah, I've told you, Solana is going to get resurrected." It goes up, it doesn't manage to go to 187, and then goes down again, and you're like, oh. So. Yes, do we put our hopes up for the altcoins, right? Exactly. I mean, we need to see the chart, zoom out and see the chart and understand what we're seeing, and not trying to put our hopes on the front of the chart and say, yes, I'm still hoping that it's going to turn around. We're still hoping this and that. I mean, Bitcoin, yes, it touched 109 and 110 and 111, 112, but the altcoins were way, way lower compared to the spike that they had. What do I mean by this? What I'm saying here is that the January 2025, which is after Christmas 24, this is when I gave the warning in the well room that I'm closing my long-term spot in altcoins, right? And everybody start talking shit about me. Okay, look at that since then I gave that warning before December. I gave that warning in September, and I said, guys, I gave that warning around this area here. I said, guys, it's going down. Okay, I'm closing my long-term spots. Okay, it came down, pushed one more time, and these push to the upside confirm the shit talk against me, right? I said, no, look at that. Thaddeus gave us a warning that the thing is going to go down. Look at that. It's going up. And boom, it goes down, right? So I'm not happy that I saw it earlier. I'm not happy that they didn't believe me. That's all right. That's fine. But the market is going down. Never mind that I want to see better days. In the end of the day, I need to see the data. Okay, so I've got these low, goes up, comes down, that support is broken. Came down, got rejected. Comes down, gets rejected. the same areas, 187, right? It's getting rejected. 180 and 187 is getting rejected. It's coming down. Now, this is a high possibility that this is going to be a higher low. We don't know yet. We're still in a downtrend. We haven't broke that structure yet. So, if I want to get the data, what I see now, ALTs are dropping. ALTs are doing down move. Okay, people will start making more money on the down rather than on the up. Why I say this? Because look at the down move, 60%, and look at the up move, 73%. And people say, oh, I still can make money on the up. Yes, on the way up you make more money on the way down. We've said this. It's because of the of how the percentage work. Okay, and this is where people don't understand why on the way down you make less money, because this is how percentage move, right? And I explain this very, very easily. For $1 price, for me to go to $2, it's a 100% increase. Okay, but for me, from $2 to drop down to $1 on the way down, it's a 50% decrease. It's a half price, right? $1 is a half price of $2. So on the way down, I make more. That's why I said before in the past that when we're going to short the market, right, you're going to use a little bit higher leverage than going long. So if you use a 10x on going, let's say, long, you can do 15x on the way down. Okay, so you can see that the wave on the down is a bit greater, a bit bigger, right, and the uptrend is a bit shorter, and then it comes down again. So this is not about comparison the percentages, right? But I want you to see the waves, okay? That you have a smaller wave to the upside and you have a greater wave to the downside, okay? So the question here where we are now is, are we going to get a continuation, right? Or are we going to get reversal? Because every G level, that's the question. Are we going to see a reversal? Is this a correction? That area here, is this going to be a correction, or is this wave a correction? Like, this is the prime move to the downside. This is a rally, okay? And then this is continuation to the downside. So a lot of people see this is a low, this is a high, we broke the structure. Yes, it will be that case if Solana stayed above 151, find support and say, hey, I flipped it. That was a rejection. That is the support. I'm flipping. Yes, that will be a rally, a pullback, so to say, a correction. It's going to be a pullback. But now it doesn't look like it's going to be a pullback. It's looking that it's a primary move. Correction, primary move. Right? Primary move, secondary move, which is a rally up, the opposite of the pullback on the uptrend. And we are in a downtrend. And I just want to make sure that you don't fail to see this. Okay, never mind how, people will kind of bring up, we used to do that as well, I'm not saying that we did something differently, but people will kind of come up and give you the daily bubbles and say to you, oh, everything's good today. Yeah, today is good compared to yesterday, but did you compare on the monthly? And you click on the monthly and you see that most of them are red, right? If I kind of add another time frame, day, week, month, 3 months, let's do 3 months, okay? And have a look on the 3 months, and let me put that in between the year, and look at that. It's like 50-50. You got Saros 32% on the last 3 months and Potcoin 84%, but the rest of them are red. Pi is down, Phantom is down, DOT is down, Sand, Atom is down, Theta is down, XRP is down, GRT is down, Opium is down, TIA is down, Aptos is down, RIP is down, Poly is down, HBAR is down, Render is down, Gala is down, forget about Gala, but IMX is down, NEO is down, Field is down, ADA is down. You've got a few of them like Pepper, Say, Potcoin, RV, that's still holding with positive numbers, and that is because they had a very great push to the upside. So it was really pushing to the upside. Now, even now that they are dropping, they still have positive numbers, like virtual is still positive, like hype is still positive, because hype really moved aggressively to the upside. So even that the rest of them are falling, hype was falling, but still in a positive compared to what was doing in the last 3 months, if that makes sense. Okay, so we need to remember that, yeah, it is good for you to see the daily, but compared to the a little bit, get the data here and say, what are you doing overall? Okay, are we in an uptrend like here, or are we in a downtrend like here? Okay, this is an uptrend, this is a downtrend. Okay, this is a high, this is a low, that I broke that low, and this is a higher low and continue to the downside. Every time, on every major wave, you're going to have the ups and downs, right? You got a down push, up move, down push, up move, down push, up move. And I'm just questioning, are we witnessing a downtrend? Are we hoping these up moves, they're going to do something good? Do we have a fade expectations? Do we have a vision rather than seeing the real data? Are we seeing oases in the desert instead of understand that this is an illusion? Are we living in illusion? So this is the purpose of that conversation right now. Here is we need to zoom out a little bit and see and compare. Not that far away. I mean, this is only the last 6 months. This is a 6-month window. This is 2025 only, alone. This is the 18th of January, this high. What are we doing for the last 6 months? And go back to Bitcoin, zoom out a little bit. Right, let me go to 12 hours and go back again on January 2025. Where are we? May. This is March, January. Let me go to the 1st of January. So from here is January. And that is the window, the 6-month box, so to say. So technically Bitcoin, the last 6 months did not do much. It came to the same area. Sorry, forgive me about this one. We came to the same area, this high. We came down and we came back to the same highs. So no progress. We just stuck on the same level. We just went a little bit right lower. We recovered, but we stuck on the same area. So I see exhaustion here. I cannot see Bitcoin trying to continue to the upside. This is a 6-month window, the 2025 box. And this is your high, this is your low, and this is your new high. 3 points. Okay. So is this point better than this one? A little bit. That was a rejection under 109, and this is just a little bit above 109. But that's it. And I'm like, do we see the end of the cycle? Do we see the early signs, the early signs that the market cannot continue? This is a high, a low, high, a low, a lower high. This is a high, lower low. Okay, compared to these guys here, 102, you see we have a violation, and then we have a lower high, and then we have another violation, and we're going lower low. And the question is, are we going to pass 105.8 or are we going to get rejected? So that thesis that I said for the couple weeks ago, that I'm still in a short-term short, still applies. Okay, and never mind that we have this nice, lovely push to the upside, the ceasefire, the good news. The only good news is the truly ceasefire, that they stop the bombing each other and stop killing each other. That's a good thing. But let's put that aside. It's a different thing about humanity. and love our brothers and sisters that they're still alive, and forget about markets. Markets is something different, and the markets right now, it's a question of me and say, do I see the early signs that we breaking structures are getting lower, I'm getting lower? Are we starting to see the 4-point system on the reversal of the market? Perhaps. This is a high, this is a low, this is the moment, this is your point number 1. Okay? That is not, so to say, it is a little bit, it's not that innocent, so to say, that low. Then it comes down and you have a lower low and you're like, oh shit. Okay, that's your second point. Okay, and you're looking for the third point. Is the third point now we're going to get somewhere a new lower high and then break these lows? That is going to be a confirmation. So if I see again Bitcoin under 100, targeting 99, that will be it. So that's why I say that I'm still looking for shorts. 105.8 is a key level. We're breaking, this is 102, a nice support. We breached that support. Recover. We failed to break the previous highs. We're coming down. We breached that support once again. You want to call it news, you want to call it the attack, you want to call it the bombing. Forget about the news. Focus on the chart. I have this low, I have a low, and I've got another low. And you're like, that's not looking good. Okay, and if you look at the top side, you have this high, a low high, and that still print a downtrend. Okay, so the alts are not performing Bitcoin compared to 6 months, and Bitcoin did not overrun itself compared to the 6 months. Only slightly. That you have these highs here on the left, that we have these highs, this double top here, and now we have this double top here. Slightly better, but hey, does that remind you anything? Does that remind you that kind of stuff? That 2 months apart we have this double top. So I'm skeptical. I think we are experiencing the very beginning of the top of the cycle. And I said that a long time ago, that after June I need to be cautious, maybe with this slow development in the market, what Trump was trying to do, correct the markets. The Fed would not cooperating to drop the rates. He was to drop the prices. We see the market dropping, but you had the president that is trying to tell you that he's trying to correct it. Right, okay. Let's have a look on XRP. John is out from the stream. He's not here with us. So major correction. It's very good that we have a flippy point here, that we breached that. Look at that. It went all the way down. We lost that support. You see that it bounced exactly on a key level, a little bit deviation, but reclaim and bounce from that key level 196. Very aggressive recovery, and it's above our support trend line, and also it's above our support and resistance flip. Okay, you see that we have multiple support resistance in this area, and we see now that once again we got rejected exactly just below that rejection. We're breaking above. Now we want to see stay above. Let's see if XRP is going to stay above the support trend line, and also that flip line, that horizontal line. This is a key moment for XRP now. Okay, it's getting rejected at 220. It's a red line. It's getting rejected exactly. It's so fascinating when I see price action play so well on the lines that we draw some time ago. Okay, that it's a confirmation to my head that, hey, don't worry about the G levels. It's done. It's fixed. It's 100%. There's nothing you can, make it better. It's so simple, so quick, and so accurate. Leave it as it is, right? Make sure that you draw it correctly in a good impulse. Find the frequency, crack it, and then after that, it's done. You don't need to do anything. It doesn't need fixing. It's not broken. So I don't think I have any improvements from the G levels. What I have to improve as a person is for me to make the right actions on these levels. Okay. A lot of people are very bullish. They're gonna go long. Let's hope if all these longs, they're not gonna get wasted, so to say, that attempt. Let's hope that it's gonna stay and respected and have XRP continue its way up. That is the bullish news, the good news. Okay, but if I zoom out, okay, and let's have a look on 2025, the last 6 months. There it is, the mark of 2025. This is December, this is January. So here's your box. All right, this is the beginning of 2025. This is the highest of 25, and unfortunately we went lower. So you can see with the box clearly that you're violating the lows, right? The lowest of the beginning of 2025, like January, February, March, and now you're going lower and lower. Okay, so I can drag that box, right? And what do you see? I mean, by the shape of that, what do you see? Right, I mean, let me do this a path tool. This is a high, this is a low. Right, a lot of people are asking now, is this a high or low, or it's gonna still continue to the downside? Never mind how bullish we are and we want to see that, all I'm saying is that within the box of 2025, we've seen Bitcoin coming to these levels, and the next time it comes to these levels, it's doing better. When altcoins, they have this high and they never came back to the previous high of 2025. This is the observation that I'm doing, that Bitcoin did something like this, like a V shape. It came to the same areas where the alts are printing a downtrend. So I just want to make a little bit, I want to think about it, and I want you to be able to be skeptical. Is it wise for us to be bullish on the altcoins that they're going to turn? Do we have a fake expectation that the alts will follow Bitcoin? When Bitcoin came to the same area twice, okay, in the last 6 months, where the alts will keep on printing low highs and lower lows. Again, I come to the one conclusion that is for sure. I came to the conclusion that Bitcoin and Ethereum is way more stronger than the altcoins. And me as a trader, I should trade more Ethereum and Bitcoin, the majors, and not the miners. Maybe the performance is not the same in the percentages. Every time that the alts, they're going to spike, they're going to give you that 20%, 30%, right? That is another thing for you to make it clear. It's a different thing that you're thinking that, hey, I'm going to take advantage for every spike and I'm going to use leverage. So 20% move from a token, doing that on 10x, that will give me a 200%. Okay, I understand that. ETH will not give you a 10%. It will give you 2%. But I can do 20x of that one. So it's down to you. It's a different thing for you to catch an opportunity short term, and it's a different thing for you to have an idea that the altcoins, the altcoin season is going to come and overperform Bitcoin, while we see the alts are bleeding. at least for 2025. We already got 6 months data. Okay, that is only the heads up for me. We've seen XRP, we've seen Solana. Okay, is Solana is gonna deal with 151? For me, for someone to be bullish on Solana, he has to claim 151. Otherwise, just going short. Sui, zoom out a little bit. This is a 90 minutes, 12 hours. Zoom out a little bit. The same story. On this is 2025. This is the highest. Comes down, push. It cannot go above, and it goes down. We're still waiting, so to say. We're still hoping to find a good support to go long, midterm long on Sui, because we think that we're going in an uptrend, which technically we are not. Okay, we broke that structure. We're going lower. We came back, resistance, and we broke that. We breached that level again. So this is not an uptrend pattern. So you understand what I'm, it doesn't make sense what I'm saying. Right? There it is. I mean, Atom, I don't have a high expectations about Atom. It's been pretty dead. So 2025, January, it's here. Right? It did not even break the 50% of the box. This is the highest of 2025. This is the lowest, and it's been down here since then. So Atom is not bullish at all. If someone's looking for long term in Atom, that maybe in 5 years, okay, this is your support here. Here's your base. It's been sitting here for some time. $4. If someone believes in Atom that in 10 years it's going to go to $10, fine. You can do that long term. Look at that. Have a look from the journey 2021. A lot of people still believe that it's gonna leave that there. That maybe it's gonna break and start going up and taking all these dead action and break the previous highs. Well, who talks about Atom? Do we have a tension in Atom, or are we gonna see lower highs, and then a flat line? Who's dealing with Atom? Is anyone talking about Atom? Google. Let's have a look on Google. Google found support on the pitchfork support green line. That's where it is. Resistance on the white line. It cannot go above yet. Multiple times. Look at that. Look at that. A little bit deviation, but boom, comes down. The good news is it still is above the green line, which is acting as support, right? Lows, high lows, high lows, high lows. This is good, right? It's an uptrend. It's an uptrend channel. A bit slow, right? It's a bit slow. Let's zoom out and then see in 2025, the box of 2025, how. This is January 2025. So this is the box of 2025. This is January somewhere here. This is the beginning of January 2025. Spiked up a little bit. It went a little bit higher. By when? By February. And then since then it went all the way down here. Where are we? We are under the 50% of the box. Still bearish. Alright? You haven't claimed the 50% for you to see a continuation. Maybe it's going to happen. Maybe. Lately it's trying to push to the upside. Very, very slow. It's Google. Google has lots and lots of products. A lot of people rely on Google a lot. Remember, back in the day, we used to play around with Yahoo and American Online, AOL. We used to play with Netscape. There were no search engine. There was a search engine that it was a program that combines all the browsers, right? So what it was doing, it was using the same line that you asked. Okay, let's say I was looking for Bitcoin, and what it used to do, it used to activate all the servers from different web browsers. Like, let me get the what was it, the callbacks from the DNS from different servers. So let's get the results back from Netscape that they use in different servers, with Google, with Explorer, with Netscape and American Online and Yahoo, and it was giving you kind of different results. Say, hey, I found this in Yahoo, I found this in Google. And then Google took that opportunity, that idea, and said, can we do our own search engine and we can do things better? And obviously this is where Google overkill the rest of them. That's why Netscape, it died. I used to play a lot with Netscape, and the reason why, because that browser was giving you already the ability to design websites. If you had Netscape installed on your machine, on your computer, A, you had a browser, B, you had a designer to write code on the same program. That's why I was so crazy with Netscape back then. I designed websites with Netscape. When I was in England, when I was studying, I did a website for a hotel in Rhodes, in Greece. Obviously the website, I mean, I'm gonna look later on to see if that website's still there as a name. I don't expect for my webpage to be there, still there. There's so lovely web pages these days. But yeah, I designed a web page for a hotel. But yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, compared to that box, the last 6 months, what are we doing the last 6 months? Is the high of the last 6 months? Is this a low? Is this going to be, a lower high and then continue to the downside? Right? ENA, the same thing. Very nice that we see recovery, that we're doing this recovery. Everyone was expecting the recovery, but it's not going to be the uptrend. Let's have a look on, let me do this 12 hours, and let's have a look what are we doing on ENA on the last 6 months. Here is January, so this is the high of 2025, and this is a low. We're way under the 50%. And we're still talking about that the altcoins, they're going to top the altcoin season. You have more chances, with Bitcoin rather than altcoins. Look at that. This is the top, and Bitcoin came back and gave us a V shape when the rest of them are still going down. So is it wise for us to wait for altcoin season? I think altcoin season is dead. It's not going to come, I believe. Right, okay, a little bit different session today. Render. Lovely that we see this recovery, but is that going to last? Is this going to last? That's the question. Right. This is May, April, March. I mean, let me zoom out 12 hours. Render. This is a box of 2025. Around here. So that's the box of 2025. We under the 50%. It's bearish. A high, a low, higher low, equal lows. Sorry, it's a high. Right, and this is a low, and this is a lower high. Okay, and the question is, we've got equal lows. EQ. EQL, equal lows. The same here. Low, low, low. So are we going to go up to $3.70 and then come down again? Because if Bitcoin's going to crash, that is going to go down. Overall, we are not in an uptrend. This is what I'm trying to come up here and say, the market's not in an uptrend. Same thing with Rune. I hope I'm wrong, but beginning of 2025. There it is. So that's the highest of 2025, and this is the lowest. I'm way under the 50%. And a little bit slightly on uptrend and rune, but you know, you had a major drop, consolidation, then trying to go up. Yes, but compared to these, high, low, high, low, high, low, high compared to these guys, it is a high, high compared to these guys because this is a consolidation. Okay, I understand it, but I am inside the range again. Take out the brush, right? Take out the box, the yearly box, the box 2025, and I'm inside the range. So rune move out the range and then go back inside the range. Violation under the 50% is trying to recover. So the question is, are we gonna stay? I mean, we're losing the G levels, guys. Right, okay. It's 11 o'clock, already past my time. We've done a long session today. How long have we been here? 1 hour and 27 minutes. Okay, cool. Let me wrap it up a little bit. I'm gonna stay focused on Bitcoin, guys. Okay, going back to Bitcoin, 90 minutes, 105.8. Currently, I see a rejection. I was kind of expecting a slow rejection, maybe to the same levels like here. Let me go to 15 minutes. So let's hope that's gonna stay here. Okay. And then maybe we're going to see another try for the third time. But overall, we are rejecting 105.8. We had a rejection above. Okay, we got rejected, but we stayed a little bit above. Here, we did not manage to stay above at all. So that scenario, it's worse from this one. Okay. Obviously this one is worse from this one, but I'm talking about 105.8. For us to be bullish, you need to break, stay above, and continue breaking these highs and target 109. Are we going to see this, or is it going to be like relief rally, so to say, push it to the upside and then continue to the downside? And then if you look to the left, then you understand that once again we got right a lower high, a high, lower high, equal high, lower high, lower high. Are we going to get another lower high? Never mind what the news they're going to say. Be careful that the news, they're trying to distract you from the charts. Okay. Short-term shorts still there. Right. Okay. I'm going to wrap her up. That's it for today. I gave you a different approach today, just to have a little bit overview of what we're doing for the past 6 months. Everybody's super excited about this pump. Okay, fine. Let them be. But I want to be more truthful to you guys that, you know, maybe this is the beginning of the cycle, especially on Bitcoin. The alt's already bleeding since January 2025. Last Christmas, 2024 Christmas, it was the top for the altcoins. Since then, they just dropping. Okay, I wish it was different, but it isn't. Okay, I want to be truthful to you, and I'm just stating the facts as we see it. We saw a support 102, that was good, a violation and another violation. It's not looking good. Okay, this is a high, this is a low high. We cannot pass 105.8. That is definitely not looking good. And of our aspect of the range, remember, we are bullish if you claim the 50% and move to the upside. If you cannot claim the 50% of the range, we are bearish. Okay, let me, I hope I'm wrong, I hope that Bitcoin, after the ceasefire, that we're going to see better days and have a good, nice run on 122. But if that doesn't happen, I think this is the top of the market. Right? Nice, truthful, without being biased. Right, okay. That's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a good day. I'll see you around in Discord. I'll see you soon. Take care. Have a lovely day. Every day is a good day. See the charts and don't listen to others what they say. Okay? The short-term shorts, to me, that is still active. Okay? I'll be watching that open interest and see on a bigger scale, like the 90 minutes or in the 12 hours. I would like to see what is going on the open interest. I can see that the open interest is in a downtrend overall. Okay, we see the spikes here, they peak and dropping. Okay, we may get a little bit spike now, a recovery, but overall I see that the open interest on Bitcoin, especially from Binance on a higher time frame, is not increasing, it's decreasing. Okay, on a bigger time frame, like 12 hours. Okay, you can see here the open interest is rising. Okay, make it that lovely sign, and you can see that the open interest from this point onwards, we're in a downtrend. Okay, so the price kind of dropping on a bigger time frame, that is. Okay, on the 12 hours. All right, take care. I'll see you around. Be safe. Remember, every day is a good day. Grab today's opportunity. Your timing, if your timing is right for an up move, grab the up move. If your timing is right for the down move, because people that were inside, let's say from yesterday, they took longs, they are in profit. Well done. For the guys that are waking up now, or they're going to wake up later and they see that the market is pulling down, cooling off, then it will make more sense for them to go short. They're going to be profitable by the end of the session, or by the end of the day, or by tomorrow. Okay, so it doesn't matter if I went yesterday long, today maybe it's a short. Okay, so don't worry about the direction, who did what in a different timing. Your timing is crucial. Did you open the chart now? Okay, what does it print? Does it give you an opportunity for short? Grab the short, it's fine. Short-term shorts for me, as an overall, I think they're still in play. Why? Because we keep on getting all these highs lower and lower and lower. Okay, I hope that is going to be a change. I hope maybe the ceasefire, but as I said, this is noise. Okay, get the G levels to tell you the story. We had a nice solid foundation, support 102. First violation, right in this area, and then a second violation lower. Okay, this is the moment number one, and this is the moment number two. And then after that, nice lovely support. That was the highest. We came back, lower high. We came even lower. And the question is, are we going to get a lower high from 105.8 and drop down? Or maybe we're going to come just under 109 and get another lower high. Okay, there's a possibility they can do something like this and get rejected way below the line. Okay, so are we experiencing a small rally, relief rally, and then come down? Maybe. Are we going to come down from here? Perhaps. But overall, I'm still looking for shorts, because as a short-term short trades, because it's kind of going down. Okay, it's kind of going down. It's a downtrend. All right, guys, that's it. I'll see you tomorrow. Who made the indicator for the open interest? I did. I'm looking. It's three indicators together combined to come up with that. With that chart, I'm still testing it. Okay, it is not ready yet. Okay, I'll come back with more information about this. but the only data that I get, the green bar, okay, is coming from Binance. Okay. The original idea came from another team. What was their name? The original idea. I mean, someone spoke about if we can, you know, gather the information on the open interest, and I was trying to figure out if I can do it. So I made these, but let me see if I can find the name of the guys. If I remember the name, give me some time, and then I'll find the guy who started this. Because we were using the websites to have a look on the open interest from Orion, CoinGlass to see the open interest. I'm just trying to find a way to put it on the chart, but still under trial. It's not ready yet. I think a guy is called Lekim. The guy is called Lekim. That is trying to put all the data together. Right, okay. Okay, guys, that's it for me. I'll catch you a bit later. Let's see how that goes. Okay, patient. That's all right. It's in the armory? Not yet. Let me get these finalized. Let's get these that is working right, and then if it's not working right, then I can do a video how to do it. Okay. No worries. All right, guys. I'll speak to you later. Have a good day, and I'll see you around. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.